Fortnite has revealed the future time after time, and with Season 3 around the corner, they did it again. Over at Mega City, the skyscrapers are full of details, and one of them is this helipad. It seems random to have this when Chop hasn't been gone since Chapter 3, but it turns out they have built a new one. This time with a new rocket launcher attachment that lets you fire missiles every 2 seconds. And it's not the only secret we're overlooking. Since the start of Chapter 4, there's been a couple manholes around the island, most importantly at Slappy Shores. Just a few months ago, people heard noises coming from these sewers, and to this day, no one knows what it means. The main theory is that Fortnite is teasing a collab with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Considering the movie releases in August and Epic's recent deal with Paramount, I'm expecting this one to be announced any day. But a crossover no one predicted was the release of Attack on Titan. We all secretly hoped this would come out, and Eren Yeager took us by surprise, but maybe we should have seen it coming. Despite releasing in Season 2, Fortnite was teasing it for months, all thanks to Anvil Square. With the medieval theme, no one blinked an eye at this place, but it was secretly inspired by Shiganshina from the anime. I mean, it looks really similar now that you look at it, and it confirmed the suspicion. They added the Jaeger basement just a couple months later. And now the news everyone is talking about, Optimus Prime coming to Fortnite. People have been asking for this for half a decade, and it's all because of Truckosaurus. This is one of the oldest Easter eggs in Battle Royale, and we've seen him appear time and time again. Some players thought it was a Simpsons reference, while others claim it was Optimus Prime. If it is Optimus, Fortnite has clearly been wanting this for 5 whole years, and it is finally happening in Season 3. So pay attention to the island, because Fortnite has been hiding the next biome right in front of us. For months, earthquakes have cracked the map, and if you look at these closely, they're starting to form a shape. Now these cracks could have been anything, but then jungle vines started to rise out of the ground, and exploration camps were digging up all the sites. Piecing all of this together along with the shape, you can work out an idea of where the Season 3 biome is gonna be. That's not all, because Fortnite's most underrated POI is also a secret teaser. Just north of Mega City, you could find a modern racetrack, and it actually works. It's tradition at this point, we've had one every single chapter, but this time, it is teasing Fortnite's next mode. Season 3 will give us a racing LTM that works like Mario Kart. Not only are we getting car customization and a garage in the lobby, we're also getting special racetracks. Some will be on the ground, others in the sky, and one of them apparently has a character from previous chapters. It's super mysterious, but I can't wait. If there's one thing you have to look out for, it's edit styles. For years, skins have been teasing the future, from chrome styles to space versions, and now the Tier 100 outfit is Mizuki. She has an exclusive magma design that no one else has. Kinda suspicious. And considering we already have leaks for volcanic rocks, and there's clearly a dormant volcano near Mega City, she is totally hinting at something. Turns out, so is the whale sailor glider. It looks pretty creepy, and while most of us think nothing of it, look closely, because this might be our first teaser for the next anime collab. On the whale's head, you can see an X symbol, and people are comparing it to Luffy's chest from One Piece. It's even more compelling when you realize there's a whale in the show with the same crosses on their head. Fortnite loves to tease crossovers, and Dragon Ball was hinted at with a random house for almost a year, so there is some merit to this theory. If we're talking about speculation, there's a theory that's been going around for years now, and it might actually be true. Every chapter, someone thinks Fortnite is repeating themselves, but it usually gets debunked until now. Chapter 4 is apparently a repeat of Chapter 1, except this time, it's in reverse. Season 1 and Season X are both themed around realities merging together, which makes sense. We had medieval biomes, futuristic farms, and snow kingdoms. Then Season 2 and 9 were linked with a Neo theme, both of them added samurai outfits along with a futuristic tilted. Now we're about to enter Season 3 and its tropical theme, which lines up perfectly with Chapter 1's pirate map. It's either a coincidence or Fortnite is hiding the rest of 2023 right under our noses. And one of the most loved cosmetics of all time is from Chapter 2. Cade was released in the item shop, and immediately people noticed he was full of references. Now, clearly a bunch of retro fans made this guy because he's wearing a power glove, a Walkman, and his jacket has the Unreal Tournament logo on it. But if you look at his t-shirt or back bling, you'll spot Pac-Man. It's a Dirt Burger parody of it, and this is important because Pac-Man officially collaborated with Fortnite a couple seasons later. Not the only subtle reference. In the first years of VR, there was no such thing as Icon series, so if Epic liked a creator, they had no way of thanking them. That's why Rox had everyone talking in Chapter 1. She looked pretty familiar, and if you equip the Stage 1 outfit, you would find a strawberry on her shirt. This is thought to be a loser fruit reference who eventually got her own skin a few years later. So did Loki, except his tease was way more obvious. If we're talking about hiding in plain sight, this has to be up there. One of the Fortnite crew loading screens, people spotted this silhouette in the crowd, arriving on the island through the rift. It was so obviously Loki, and the horse really gave it away. Of course, he released a month later, to no one's surprise. Now you should pay attention to Fortnite's POIs because they have very specific names, and half the time, it's teasing something. For example, Chapter 3's main area was Reality Falls. It was a super clever name if you think about it. Not only was at the waterfalls near the reality tree, but it also had a second meaning. At the end of the season, we got the Fracture event, where reality itself fell into the hands of the Herald. A pretty clever epic. Back in the item shop, Lace is a very popular skin, but no one really talks about the back bling. This is Stitches, and I guess the reason no one talks about him is because he's nightmare fuel. Despite that, this came out in January 2019, and it wasn't until October the item shop revealed Snugs. They had been teasing this for just under a year, and we had no clue. Reminds me of the craziest loading screen from Chapter 3. It sounds underwhelming until you look at it and realize how much was revealed. This belonged to Ronin, a samurai who came from a futuristic city, and you can clearly see both the Japanese temple and Mega City in the background. Keep in mind, this was over a year before the POIs came out. Now, not every secret went over our heads. There's a huge theory when the final members of the Seven got revealed. She was called the Imagined, and so people started to joke if her sister was called the Order, and of course, we were right. Taking it back all the way to Chapter 1, one of the first V-Bucks bundles was Deep Freeze. You might remember this guy, but you probably don't recall how he teased the next season. This dropped just a few months before Season 7, bringing an iceberg and snow biome, not to mention his name was Deep Freeze, teasing how everything would come from the ocean. Speaking of the sea, we kept paying attention to it, and years later, there were more secrets hiding below the surface. In Chapter 3, people noticed the mecha team leader's severed arm, and it confused everyone. Fortnite made it even more on the nose by calling the POI a drift, because obviously, it's the drift part of the mech. Not only did this foreshadow the robot's return, but it also confirmed we'd be getting a brand new design, considering this was abandoned in the ocean. And it wasn't the only thing left behind. Fortnite accidentally revealed the future last season when they enabled first person. This mode took the internet by storm. Everyone was playing COD maps, experimenting with different guns. It was amazing. Obviously, good things come to an end, and Epic removed first person within a few days. Hopefully, they might be teasing it for next season. Another secret hidden right in front of us is on the minigun. We haven't seen this in game for a while now, but if you get a chance to use it, go into replay mode and look on the side. It says Hasta la Vista, which has been around since Save the World, but it's also the famous Terminator quote.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah, we got the collab a couple years later. But one of the coolest stories in Fortnite was only found through Easter eggs. During the Iceberg season, you could head to Polar Peak and find the Ice King's castle. In the meeting room, there was a round table with tons of symbols on it. Interesting, until you realize the Fire King's chair was knocked over. Fast forward to the end of the season, and the secret skin was revealed. Meet the Prisoner. Looked pretty freaky, but as you free him from shackles, he'd reveal himself as the Fire King. Such a great story that you could easily miss. It's just like the Seven. Eventually, they became a huge part of Fortnite's lore, but at the time, we only knew of one guy, the Visitor. When it came to Season X, people were confused to find 6 other rift beacons around the map. We assumed it was probably just a random number until they brought these rockets for the end event, finally revealing the 7. Now there was an even better reveal for the last reality. In Chapter 2, they showed themselves as a bunch of aliens who were invading the map. Seemed pretty simple, and then we were introduced to Trespasser Elite. He was clearly a commander of the aliens and had a similar body shape to him, but something was off. You couldn't see his face, there was purple electricity around him, and runes appeared on his chest. It wasn't until Operation Skyfire that the cubes were revealed, allowing Fortnite to unmask this outfit. Turns out, he never had a face. It was a cube controlling a mech suit, just like how the alien army was controlled. So much detail and story for one outfit. Another secret we totally overlooked happened right before the launch of this chapter. In a surprising partnership, Mr. Beast Burger supplied food to the FNCS attendees, and no one expected it. They even had a custom Beast Burger mascot on stage, and most of it thought it was just a cute little one-time thing. We were totally wrong though, because weeks later, Mr. Beast came to Fortnite and broke the internet. Those were all the times Fortnite revealed the future. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.